Here are 13 ways to stay poor. We're going to apply Charlie Munger's inverse thinking to help us highlight what should be avoided when we're attempting to build wealth. The idea behind inverse thinking is to help our minds identify solutions by making the problems very obvious. For example, if you want to succeed in your career, instead of only focusing on what to do right, you can focus on avoiding the bad things like being late to meetings, missing deadlines, or burning bridges with your colleagues. We're going to use inverse thinking to clearly show common money mistakes most people make, and then we'll provide clear solutions on how it can aid you in your own financial journey. Make sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Number 1, spend more than you earn. Constantly buy things you don't need with money you don't have, and then use credit cards excessively and avoid budgeting. Here's a solution. Don't buy things you want just because you want them, and maybe give yourself a rule like waiting 2 weeks before buying clothes so that you make sure you're not buying things just because it's an impulse buy. Also, use credit cards only if you have enough money in your checking account to pay it off immediately. That way you can build credit basically risk-free. And by the way, stop worrying about points so much because credit card companies are not giving you rewards just because it benefits you. Trust me, they make billions every year off of this. It's not for your benefit. Number 2, avoid investing. Keep all your money in a low interest savings account or spend it immediately. Avoid investing and the power of compounding. Try this instead. Put your money in a high yield savings account like Wealthfront or Marcus so that you earn 5% on your money just for keeping it in there. It works just like a regular savings account. It's just as secure, but you might as well make money for doing nothing. And don't be in such a hurry to spend the money you worked so hard for at a job that you hate. You might as well save money and build yourself a future so you have something to show for it. Invest in things like SPY or QQQ every single paycheck and set up recurring investments so you never forget to invest. Habit number 3, neglect financial education. Avoid learning things like personal finance, investing, or economic trends. Don't read books, attend seminars, or ask financial experts. Alternatively, you can read books like The Way to Wealth, The Richest Man in Babylon, or The Millionaire Next Door, and take charge of the most powerful universal tool that we all have access to, which is money, so you can buy back the most important resource that we all want more of, which is time. You can watch YouTube videos about money and investing, you can talk to your financial advisor about ways to build wealth, or you can read about people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, or Naval Ravikant, as chances are they know something you don't about money. Habit number 4, procrastinate financial planning. Delay setting financial goals, creating a budget, or planning for retirement, and just live day to day without thinking of your long-term financial future. To combat this, set financial goals at the beginning of each year that you hope to achieve. And remember, these should be big enough to scare you, but not so big that they're hopeless to reach. Create a simple budget if you've never done that before, and check out my budgeting video for ideas on how to get started. What's up guys? Today we're going to learn how to budget. You can also buy a big calendar and stick that on your wall in your office so that every day you're reminded of the bigger picture of what you set out to achieve that year. And start planning for retirement today. And by the way, retirement is a number, it's not an age, so figure out what your number is and do everything you can to hit it. Number 5, fall for get-rich-quick schemes. Invest in high-risk schemes that promise quick returns and ignore the principles of slow, steady wealth building. Solution: invest with a long-term mindset and set your expectations lower than they currently are. Charlie Munger talked about this in one of Berkshire Hathaway's annual meetings, and it's one of the principles that keeps them from making bad investment decisions. Slow wealth building is the way that most of us are going to build our wealth, and it's the fear of missing out that causes us to make risky decisions because we want to make a quick buck. Number 6, avoid saving for emergencies. Spend all your income without setting aside money for unexpected events, and use loans and credit cards for emergencies instead. Try this. Save as much money as you can until you have a 12-month emergency fund. Then take all your extra money from there on out and invest it. Don't use loans for anything except buying a house, and use your new 12-month emergency fund for emergencies instead of relying on credit cards and loans. 7, disregard debt management. Accumulate high interest debt and only make minimum payments. Ignore debt repayment plans and strategies to reduce your interest payment. Instead of that bad habit, if you already have debt, pay it down using the snowball method or the avalanche method. Both work great. If your debt situation is really bad, do everything you can to throw as much money as possible at it. That's through a side hustle, a second job, or selling your stuff, or all the above. Debt is negative investing, so do your best to get out of it as fast as possible. Habit number 8, live beyond your means. Lease luxury cars, buy a house you can't afford, and keep up with the latest gadgets. Maintain a lifestyle that stretches your finances. A good alternative is buy used cars that are at least 10 years old. Buy a house within your budget. A good starting point is to pick a mortgage payment that does not exceed 25% of your take-home pay. Now that's tough to do in this high interest rate environment, so do your best to stick to that rule. Don't upgrade your phone, laptop, or iPad every single year. Wait until they're truly no longer working for you because you don't need new stuff every year. And find contentment in a lifestyle lifestyle that doesn't siphon away all your finances, because that's not where you're going to find happiness anyways. Number 9, ignore career development. Stay in a dead-end job without seeking promotions, new skills, or additional qualifications. Avoid networking and professional growth opportunities. Here's what you can do. Find a way to get a promotion as often as possible. This can be through job hopping like people do in tech, or by internal promotions by networking with the right people and working on projects with high visibility. Remember, you want to be seen by the people who can decide if you're going to get a promotion or not, so make sure you're working on projects that help you do that. Learn new skills in your spare time that will help you earn a higher paying job. For example, when I was a data analyst, I worked on data engineering in my spare time because data engineers earn a lot higher salary than data analysts on average. Use the network of people you already know to leverage new opportunities. The easiest one could be your manager. You can ask them to help you put together a plan for growth in your current company. Number 10, neglect your health. Ignore your physical and mental health, leading to high medical expenses and reduced productivity. Avoid preventative care and healthy living habits. Alternatively, you can go to therapy or do some sort of physical activity at least 3 times a week, and make sure it's something you enjoy, otherwise you won't stick to it. Whatever your normal meals are throughout the week, start by adjusting one of them to be a little bit healthier than it is right now. For example, if you usually eat cereal for breakfast, you could swap that out for something like an egg omelet with spinach and some fruit. The healthier you are mentally and physically, the longer you'll be able to make money. 11, fail to diversify income. Rely on a single source of income without exploring side hustles, investments, or passive income streams. Instead, for a side hustle, pick one thing that you're really good at and talk about it online every single day. If you don't know what you're good at, you can ask the 5 closest people in your life this question. What's a skill or subject that I've always been naturally gifted at? Something that seems to come easy to me. Usually the people that know you closest will have something come in mind right away, and look for a pattern in their responses. For me, it was about money and investing, which is why I make YouTube videos about it now. Investing for most people should consist of buying index funds like SPY, VTI, or QQQ every time you get paid. And truly passive income doesn't really exist, but the ones that are kind of close are rental properties, dividends from stocks you own, or my personal favorite, selling options. Now I'm sure there are plenty of other choices out there, but I'll leave that to you to explore. Point 12, disregard the importance of relationships. Neglect building and maintaining relationships that can provide support, opportunities, and valuable advice. Burn bridges and avoid networking. If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. Now that's a cheesy cliche, but it's absolutely true. There's enough success to go around for everybody, and you'll be far more successful when you leverage the relationships around you and raise the water level for everybody. And you can't be an expert in everything, so be sure to use the network around you to fill in gaps where you're weak. And lastly, habit 13, ignore financial automation. Handle all financial tasks manually, forget to pay bills, miss investing opportunities, and incur unnecessary fees. Solution, set up direct deposit at your job so money automatically goes to your checking account, your savings account, and your investment accounts without you having to do anything. And set up recurring payments for all of your bills so you never miss a payment. And within your investment accounts themselves, look for something called recurring or automatic investments and buy index funds every single paycheck. Inverse thinking is a powerful tool to help you identify habits in your own life that are hindering your success with money. Use these 13 ways to help identify where you can make improvements as a starting point. And it's easy to get overwhelmed when you're trying to grow, so just pick one thing at a time. One paycheck, one credit card bill, one investment to buy. The first step is being aware of your financial situation and then taking control in an area that you want to change.